Hey everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Buckaroo Designs. I've got a little winter themed treat box for you, and it slides open like this, and inside I've got this Vaseline lip therapy. I'm sure you've seen these. They keep coming out with new flavors, and I found this one at Target, and it's vanilla cream latte, and I loved how it has a little winter scene in it. And it is December when I found it, but I think this would be great for January or February little thoughtful treats. So I've made my holder not specifically Christmas colored, and it opens like this. It has a little gift card on the inside. I'm going to show you something new, a little sneak peek also of a product that's coming out in the new January to June catalog. But first, let's make the box. Let me move everything out of the way. The Snowflake Wishes bundle is what I'm using, the main stamp that I'm using, and I'm also going to use the winter snow embossing folder from the August to December mini catalog. All right, now if you hop over to my blog, you will find this PDF under the last photo. This project was originally done during a Facebook Live, and this PDF has everything that you need. Lots of measurements here for this project, as well as 2 other Snowflake Wishes projects. All right, the first piece that you're going to need, this is Pacific Point cardstock, and it is 4.5 by 4.5, and we're going to score all 4 sides at 1 inch. Okay, now the second piece that you need is 2.5 by 10 3/4. Let me look at my notes, make sure I get it right. 2.5, 3 5/8, which is 1 tick mark after the half, 6 1/8, which is the very first tick mark, 7 1/4, and then 9 3/4. All right, we're going to set that one aside, and we're going to do this one first. This is the little bottom, the box bottom, the tray that slides in and out. All right, so burnish your lines, and then take your scissors and cut from score line to score line. And then, let me get my other scissors. You're going to snip the score lines on 2 sides only. Okay? Like this. Now, we're going to fold these in and adhere them like this. But before we do that, I want to put our designer series paper, and I wanted to show you on the sides that have the connected triangles. We're also going to punch a little notch in it so that your finger can, pull out the tray. And use any size circle you want. You're just going to make a little circle, a little notch like that, and you can do it on the opposite side as well. And then I've got 4 strips of the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper, and I'm going to put 1 on each side, and then we'll punch that circle again to make that notch match the designer series, the notch in the designer series paper to match the notch in the cardstock. I drifted off there. I think I may have fallen asleep. Okay, now turn it over and punch and punch. All right, now for this box, we want it to be really sturdy because we're going to be tugging on it. So what I'm going to do is take my Tombow. I like to use Stampin' Seal Plus typically, but on things like this, box sides that need extra support, Tombow really works the best. So you're going to fold that up, and what I like to do is take a mini clothespin and clip it shut. That way it's going to hold tight and it's going to adhere in the right perfect place while I'm working on the other parts. Okay, now if you can't find these vanilla cream latte lip therapies, you will be able to find different ones. There's a rose therapy one that's always out. There's also Valentine ones, and I don't know, there's lots of flavors. So don't feel like you can't make this if you can't find this exact one. You can always change the colors of the paper, the theme of your project. You always have lots of options. Okay, so now for the slider part. This has lots of score lines in it because it has also a built-in card. Okay, so you're gonna fold this in like this to make this box, right? And you see how we have this extra piece that makes the open card. So here on the end, you're gonna put your Stampin' Seal Plus or your Tombow, and you're gonna fold it and adhere it right into that last opposite section. And then you've got this right here. Pretty cool, right? Okay, now let's make the decorations. For the front, we're gonna do a little bit of ink, a little ink technique with these brand new blending brushes. These will be available January 5th. They come in a 3-pack. And I know on the camera it looks like foam, but it's actually these really fine bristles. And it just feels so good in your hand. It's so much easier, in my opinion, to use this than to use a dauber or a sponge. And I'm so excited that Stampin' Up! Has come out with them. I plan to get one for each color family. So this one will be for blue. You can see I used it yesterday and hardly anything is coming out. So if I switch to a different blue, it'll be fine. I'll have one for purple, for reds, for pinks, for yellows. You can also wash them. All right, so I've inked it up, and I'm going to start over here on the edge of my grid paper so that I don't leave any harsh, daubs like that. I have actually cut my paper bigger than I need it just for ease so that I can hold it a little bit better. This piece only needs to be 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. So we're going to cut it down. But so that I can hold on to it, I made it just a little bit bigger. All right, now you can just keep going until you've reached your desired finish. And I'm gonna take my, let's see, do I want it? No, I think I'm gonna stick with the Balmy Blue. I'm gonna do Balmy Blue, and I'm just gonna stamp snowflakes on it. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Night of Navy Stampin' Blend and just flick some ink. See how I'm taking that brush tip and flicking ink onto it. Now, we're not done. We're also going to emboss it to give it even more texture. But before we do that, I want to do my other stamping, so I only have to bring my cut and emboss machine over once. All right, now I'm going to stamp the large snowflake in my craft white ink on Pacific Point cardstock twice. Okay, and then we will get our white embossing powder, sprinkle all of that on, and we're going to heat that up with a heat tool. It'll take probably less than a minute. It does take about 15 or 20 seconds for your heat tool to get to the right temperature. As soon as you see that happen, you will see your embossed image turn shiny. That embossing powder kind of has a chemical reaction almost, and it melts with the heat. You can see that. And once it hits that temperature, it goes pretty quick. Let's now bring over our cut and emboss machine. And let's see, we've got to clear a path. And we'll cut these out first, and then we'll emboss our inked piece. So let's see, I believe it's this die that matches it. There we go. Lay that on. Run it through and pop that out. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. I also made a project where I embossed these snowflakes on white cardstock. So white embossing powder on white cardstock, and it was beautiful as well. Gold snowflakes embossed on a dark cardstock like Night of Navy or Basic Black are absolutely gorgeous. All right, now I'm going to take out this plate. I'm going to bring over my embossing folder. I want the snowflakes to be raised on this side. So I'm going to feel whichever side is debossed. So these go in. That means this side will push the paper into these. So I'm going to lay that on there. And we will run that through. That's take a look at it. And now look at that. It's just a winter wonderland. Okay, now I'm going to cut that down to 2 3/8. Let's see, we've got 2 1/4 and 3/8 right there. Okay, now I think we're ready to put all of this. Oh no, you know what? We have 2 other pieces that we need to stamp. Let me bring that paper back. This is for the inside greeting. And I decided to add just a little bit of ink to the corners of these pieces. So the bottom right corner and the top left corner, just a little bit. Okay. And then I will take those snowflakes and add some in balmy blue. And then we'll stamp our sentiment. And this set has some great sentiments. This one says, thank you so much. But there's also, our friendship is one of a kind. May your season sparkle. Really, really good sentiments. Whoever came up with the stamp set did a great job with the sentiments. All right, so I stamped that in Pacific Point. I think we're ready to put it together. So I'm gonna put this piece on the outside. Okay, and then I'm gonna come on the inside of our card. This is where you would just write your little message. Thanks so much. And like that. All right, let's bring back our tray and see if it is dry. Awesome. Now you're gonna need to squeeze it just a little bit to get it started. See how I just kind of pinched it in? But then once you do that, it goes in nicely. Let me put in my Vaseline, and there we go. Last but not least, let's add our snowflakes. Isn't that just beautiful? I hate to even cover it up. And we'll put one there, and then we'll put the other one off-centered like that. And then one last thing, these gorgeous, gorgeous blue gems. Put right in the middle. You don't even need any ribbon. There we go. All right, there it is, you guys. A great little non-candy treat. I know sometimes in January we want to give treats, but people are trying to be healthy and to eat, to cleanse their body from all the sugar. So this would be a great little thinking of you treat for your office coworkers, your friends, teachers, even your mailman. All right, you guys have a wonderful winter, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.